Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel School Tech Karnataka. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe and press on the bell icon so that you can receive all the latest updates. In our previous video, we learned how to write 5-digit numbers in words, place value chart, in expanded form and in standard form. In today's video, we'll move forward and learn how to write skip numbers and how to find the smallest and the greatest of the given 5-digit numbers. Let's start with the preceding and succeeding numbers. So, what is a preceding number? A preceding number is one less than the given number. And what is the succeeding number? The succeeding number is one more than the given number. How do we find the preceding number? We subtract 1 from the given number. And how do we find the succeeding number? We add 1 to the given number. So let's take an example. The given number here is 83,653. 83,653. To find the preceding number, what do we need to do? We need to subtract 1 from the given number. So if we subtract 3 and 1, we get 2. This is 5, 6, 3 and 8. So the preceding number of 83,653 is 83,652. How do we find the succeeding number now? We add 1 to the given number. So if we add 1 to 3, we get 4. This is 5, 6, 3 and 8. So the succeeding number of 83,653 is 83,654. In the same way, the preceding number of 25,048 is, how do we find the preceding number once again? We subtract 1 from the given number. So the preceding number of 25,048 is 25,047. And how do we find the succeeding number? We add 1 to the given number. So the succeeding number of 25,048 is 25,049. In the same way, the preceding number of 46,790 is 46,789. The succeeding number of 46,790 is 46,791. Similarly, the preceding number of 20,000 is 19,999. And the succeeding number of 20,000 is 20,001. Okay, now let's move to the skip numbers. So what do we have here? Each step is numbered as shown in the figure. So the steps are numbered as shown here. A squirrel and a frog are on 13,669th step. The squirrel can jump 2 steps and frog can jump 3 steps forward at a time. So our squirrel can jump 2 steps and our frog can jump 3 steps at a time. Which of them is going to get the food which is kept at 13,697th step. So the steps on which the frog jumps are. So our frog is here at 13,669th step. So you know our frog jumps 3 steps at a time. So it skips for second, third step. So first and second step and jumps directly to the third step. So it moves from here to here. So now our frog jumped from 13,669th step to 13,672 step. 13,672 step. So from 13,672 step it jumps once again and reaches the step 13,675. From 13,675 it jumps once again and reaches the step 13,678. 13,678. Now, the steps on which the squirrel jumps are. Our squirrel jumps 2 steps at a time. So, our squirrel is at step 13,669 now. Since it jumps only 2 steps, it skips the first step and lands on the second step, which is 13,671st step. So we write here 13,671. From 13,671 it jumps once again and reaches the step 13,673. 13,673. From 13,673 it takes one more jump and reaches 13,675. And from 13,675 it jumps and reaches 13,677. And from 13,677 it takes its jump and reaches its foot. 13,679. 13,679. So as you have seen here, our squirrel has reached its foot, but our frog hasn't reached its foot. So that means the answer to our question, which of them is going to get the food which is kept at 13,679th step, is our squirrel. Now, the steps on which the frog jumps makes skip numbers of 2. We know frog jumps 3 steps. So, it skips 2 steps and jumps directly to the third step. So, from here it goes directly to here. So, this is the skip number of 3. And if you have a look at the steps at which the frog was and find the difference between those, you will find that the difference between these is 3. And the steps on which the squirrel jumps make skip numbers of 2. That is, our squirrel jumps only 2 steps. It skips 1 step and lands on the other step, second step. So the skip numbers of 2. And if you also have a look at the steps on which the squirrel jumped were, the difference between these numbers is 2. The difference between these two numbers is again 2, and the difference between these two numbers is 2, and the difference between these two numbers is 2. So this makes This makes the skip number of 2. Let's check what do we have next. In example 1, write the skip numbers of the following. So they have given first 3 numbers and we need to find the 4th and the 5th number. So how do we find the skip number? The first thing to find the skip number is we need to find the difference between the first 2 numbers. Now, how do we find the difference between the first 2 numbers? We subtract this number and this number, that is 23,700 minus 23,450. So if we subtract 0 and 0, we have 0, 0 minus 5. So since here it is 0, I carry 1 from here. So I subtract 1 here. This is 6 and that 1 I carry here. So 10 minus 5, we have 5. And 6 minus 4 is 2. 3 minus 3 is 0 and 2 minus 2 is also 0. So the difference between these two numbers is 250. Similarly, now we need to find the difference between these two numbers, this and this. So how do we find the difference? As we have done already, we subtract this number and this number. That is 23,950 minus 23,700. So this is 0 minus 0 is 0, 5 minus 0 is 5 and 9 minus 7 is 2. 3 minus 3 is 0 and 2 minus 2 is again 0. So the difference of these two numbers we have again is 250. So now what do we find is, since the difference between these two numbers is 250 and the difference between these two numbers is 250, to find the next number we need to add 250 to this number. 250 to this number. So how do we add 250 to that number? 23,950 plus 250. So 0 plus 0 is 0, 5 plus 5 is 10. I write 0 here and carry 1 here. So 1 plus 9 is 10 and 10 plus 2 is 12. I write 2 here and carry 1 here, and again 1 plus 3 is 4 and 2 as it is. So the next number that we have found now is 24,200. So write 24,200 here. Now if we want to find the next skip number, what do we have to do is again the same process. We need to add 250 to this number. So this is the number that we have found now. So plus, or we can say 24,200 plus 250. What do we get now? 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 5 is 5, 2 plus 2 is 4 and 4 as it is and 2 as it is. So we have got our number, next number 24,450. 24,450. This is how we find the skip number when we know the first three numbers. In our next example, we have only the first two numbers and they have given us the last number. So in this case, we also repeat the same procedure as we have done above. What do we do first is we find the difference between these two numbers. So how do we find the difference between these two numbers? We subtract this and this, and the result that we have is 10,000. How do we get 10,000? 35,017 minus 25,017. If we subtract these both, we get 7 minus 7 is 0. 1 minus 1 is again 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 5 minus 5 is 0. And 3 minus 2 is 1. This is 10,000. That is why it is written here. The difference between 35,017 and 25,017 is 10,000. So, what do we have to do to find our next number if you remember correctly? Exactly, we need to add 10,000 to this number. So, we have 35,017 plus 10,000. What do we get? 7 plus 0 is 7. 1 plus 0 is 1. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. And 3 plus 1 is 4. So this number is 45,017. Now the same step for finding the next skip number. Now we already have 45,017. To find the next skip number, we add 10,000 to the number that we have. So 7 plus 0 is again 7, 1 plus 0 is 1, 0 plus 0 is 0, 5 plus 0 is 5 and 4 plus 1 is 5. Our next skip number is 55,017 and the last skip number that we have here is 65,017. Now let's try to find the smallest and the greatest of the given 5-digit numbers. So how do we compare the numbers and find the smallest and the greatest? You already know, and you have also solved few exercises about finding the smaller and the greater number between the given 4-digit numbers. But now here we have to find the smaller and the greater number for the given 5-digit number. So in our first example, they have given us two numbers, 52,428 and 81,214. So how do we find the smallest of this number? We need to always compare the digits in both the numbers. So we need to start from the 10,000s place. So here we have 5 at 10,000s place and here we have 8. So definitely we know that 5 is smaller than 8. Therefore our answer here is 52,428 is smaller than 81,214. Now in example 2, we have to find the greater number between 12,234 and 11,484. So it is the similar way. In similar way, we can find the greater number. How do we find it? First, we check, compare the 10,000s place. So at 10,000s place we have 1. Since both are equal, here we have 1 and here we have 1. Since both are equal, we move to thousands place. In thousands place here we have 2 and thousands place here we have 1. And definitely we know that 2 is greater than 1. So here we have 12,234 is greater than 11,484. Our next example is to arrange the given 5-digit numbers in ascending order. So what is ascending order? We first need to write the smallest number and then it goes on and at last comes largest. So smaller, the next largest and the largest. So our given set of numbers are 36,719, 36,952, 35,418, 43,709, 45,187. So to write them in ascending order, first we need to find the smallest number. How do we find the smallest number first? We compare the digits at 10,000s place. So here we have 3, here we have 3, here we have 3, here we have 4 and here we have 4. Since 3 is less than 4, we know that we need to compare these 3 numbers first. So to compare these 3, as we know at 10,000s place, it is 3 is same at in all the given 3 numbers. So we move to thousands place. So at thousands place we have 6 here, with thousands place we have 6 here, and at thousands place we have 5 here. We know 5 is smaller than 6. So we have found our first smallest number. We write down that number. 35,418. Then between these two numbers we need to find the smallest now. Since 6 and 6 is equal, we move to the hundreds place. Hundreds place we have 7 here and 9 here, and we all know 7 is smaller than 9. So we write down 36,719. And in the remaining 3 numbers, we know as we have 3 here and 4 at 10,000's place, we know this is the smallest. So we write this number 36,952. From the remaining 2 numbers that we have, 43,709 and 45,187. We compare the 10,000's place, they are equal. We move to the thousands place. Thousands place we have 3 here and 5 here. Definitely 3 is smaller than 5. So we write down this number 43,709. And our last remaining number is our greatest number. It is 45,187. So this is how we write the given numbers in ascending order. And in example 2, we need to arrange the 5-digit numbers in descending order. So as you know, descending order is greatest or the largest number first, and then comes the next smallest and the smallest at last. So to find the greatest number first, we need to compare all these 5 numbers. So to compare these 5 numbers, we need to compare the 10,000s place first, the digits at the 10,000s place. So here we have 5, here we have 5, here we have 5, and here we have 5, and at the last also we have 5. Since they all are equal, we move to thousands place. Thousands place, here we have 7, here we have 2, here we have 4, here we have 7, and here we have 2. 8. So if we compare these digits, 8 is the largest. So we write 58,791. In the remaining 4, we have 7, 2, 4, and 7. Since 7 and 7 are equal, we move to hundreds place. At hundreds place, we have 0 here and 2 here. 2 is greater than 0, so we write it 57,298. And since we have at thousands place 7, here 2 here and 4 here, we know this is definitely the greater number. So 57,093. In the remaining 2 numbers, we check. The 10,000s place is same. We move to thousands place. Here we have 2 and here we have 4. And we know 4 is greater than 2, so we write down this number 54,917. And the remaining number is our smallest number, 52,169. This is how we arrange the given numbers in descending order. So today we have learned how to write the skip numbers and how to find the smallest and the greatest of the given numbers, and to arrange the given 5-digit numbers in ascending and descending order. In our next video, we will be solving few exercises or the few examples from exercise 1.1. If you have liked this video and enjoyed watching this video, please click on the like button and also do share with your friends. And if you have forgotten to subscribe to our channel, please do subscribe and click on the bell icon. Thank you for watching and see you all in the next video.